So Diego, I don't even know if I spelled that right. I think it's D-I. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's Diego. That's how they spelled it in the articles when I did the research of the name. So Diego. Yep, that's how you spell it. I got it right. It's a spirit company. It's largely been a company that is powering a lot of these vodka brands. A lot of these vodka brands. It's the spirit company that's basically the distributor of a lot of these vodka brands. It's almost like the record label for the Cash Monies, right? It's the Universal to the Cash Money. It's the Sony, the Atlantic Records to whatever it is, record label that these smaller record labels then get, right? It's the EMI to the OVO, right? It's all of that, right? So a lot of these rappers, they say I got a record label, but it's really a partnership. But the distributing company is the parent company. It's the Universal Music Group, right? But Diego is largely the brand that is powered over the last 15 years Ciroc, right? So y'all know y'all like, yo, Diddy on Ciroc, his value with Forbes is this and that, so on and so forth. He make this much money a year. He's been getting to the bag, so on and so forth. Well, they have ended their partnership with Diddy, allegedly. And so I want y'all to ask me, um, I want y'all to ask yourself a question as we continue to have this conversation, right? Did Diddy fumble the bag, or did Diddy fumble the bag, or did he make the right business decision? Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Let's get it popping. Oh, moderators, make sure that y'all keep the chat clean. We want to be on top of things. We over here in Miami, we having a good time. But I want to share my screen with you guys really quickly. All right. So it's a couple different articles that I want to go over. And is it Diageo? Diageo? Why y'all always that's what all of the people on the internet was calling it. They were saying Diageo. Diageo? Is it Diageo? Diageo or Diageo? I can't, I'm a C student. Y'all got to bear with me, all right? But it's saying that the Spirit Company is ending their partnership after a racial discrimination claim. Here's my question for y'all as we go through this, all right? Here's my question as we go through this. A, why does it always come back down to race? Every single time. Crown, did I skip your super chat? Let me make sure I go and tap that, Crown. All right, I still got you, Crown. I got you tagged. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. How come it always comes back to... Why does it always come back to the race thing? That's my question. Why does it always come back to race? No matter how good the deal is, no matter how great things are, no matter how phenomenal things have been, no matter how long you've had a good partnership. Diageo. Okay, I got you. Diageo, I got you. How come it always comes back to race is what I'm wondering. It's always discrimination. It's always running in the Victim Olympics. It always comes back to whether or not you're getting a fair enough deal, or you feel like you're being discriminated against. Just curious. Honestly, I'm genuinely curious. How come it always comes back down to race? The beverage company is breaking off its business relationship with Diddy. The entrepreneur and music mogul previously accused the company of failing to invest resources into his Ciroc vodka and Deleon tequila brands, treating them as urban products. Let's read that one more time. He previously accused the company of failing to invest resources into his Ciroc vodka and Deleon tequila brands. Now, my first question is, are y'all drinking Deleon like that? I mean, I know the ladies love Ciroc. I know Ciroc has been a big thing for a long time, but I'm just asking, are y'all drinking Deleon like that? Are y'all? Are y'all running up the Deleon tab like that? I have never been in the store and then people was like, yo, let me get that Deleon. I mean, seriously, I've never been in a store and people was like, yo, let me get that Deleon. The second thing that I have to ask is, I thought it was nothing wrong with being and selling directly to your people. I thought y'all wanted to listen. Do y'all want to be independent or do y'all want to be interdependent? Is the question. Do y'all want to own 100%? Do you want to take responsibility? Do you only want to do business with your people? Or are you getting mad because they're not investing? And why do they have to invest even more money into pushing your brand? I thought it was all based off of. I thought it was all based off of. It was all based off of whether or not you actually are generating enough revenue, then they wouldn't mind continuing to invest more money as a result of it. Let me read a little bit more of this, and then we're gonna mine it out. All right. In a response filed Tuesday with the Manhattan Federal Court, so this was just a couple days ago, Diageo, did I get it right? Diageo stated that Combs made false, let me highlight that, false and reckless allegations, including numerous defamatory and disparaging accusations of racism on part of Diageo and certain of its senior executives. The company filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit or move Combs' case to arbitration, according to Bloomberg. Mr. Combs' bad faith actions have clearly breached his contracts and left us no choice but to move to dismiss his baseless complaint and end our business relationship. So Diageo said, listen, I'm not really messing with you. I'm not rolling with you. Shout out to Prince Elian. Shout out to Prince Elian. I appreciate you. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Diageo said, listen, you're not going to keep on making these claims and these baseless observations. Honey, what's going on? Okay, have fun. You're not, huh? Have fun, babe. Bring me back a hot chocolate. They said that we're not going to continue. Yo, why would I continue to do business with you when you filing a lawsuit against me talking about racial discrimination because you're not pouring enough money into my brand? One thing that I've always learned is that you're never, ever, ever going to have a shortage of being able to get to the bag. If I see value in what you're doing, I'm going to pour more money into it because that's the thing that's extracting the most money as a result of it. So if it was valuable to them, is it based off of race or is it based off of the fact that that particular brand, that Deleon brand, may not be performing to the same rate as maybe a Casamigos, right? Because I know that Casamigos is allegedly under it also, right? Let's continue to read. It said, Mr. Combs has repeatedly undermined our partnerships and threatened to publicly defame Diageo. If we did not meet his unreasonable financial demands. So it sounded like Diddy wanted a bigger bag. And they was like, listen, fam, you're going to get what it is that we got for you and what we agreed to. And that's the end of the conversation. A spokesperson said on Tuesday, the company claimed to have invested more than $100 million to grow Deleon, alleging that Combs contributed a total of $1,000 and refused to honor his commitments. Oh, oh. They said the company claimed to have invested more than $100 million to try to grow this brand. I've never drank it. I don't know what the sales is of it, so I don't know at all. So I'm just reading this based off of what's being levied against them in a claim inside of court, in which they then dissolved the partnership and the relationship, and they said, all right, fam, you just go your way and I'm going to go my way. The company claimed to have invested more than $100 million to grow Deleon, alleging that Combs contributed a total of $1,000 and refused to honor his commitments. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. Let's continue. It said the company added, we've exhausted every reasonable remedy and see no other path forward. In a suit filed last month, Combs' attorneys claim that Diageo and his executives have put their feet on the necks of Mr. Combs' brands. If it's making money for me, then why would I want to put my feet on the neck of the brands? Honestly, that's just my question. In a business where production, distribution, and sales are the pillars of success, Ciroc and Deleon have been starved of resources of all three. I don't know, man. Everywhere I go, out with the white people, out with the black people, I see Ciroc on almost every single shelf. Every single shelf. It says Combs alleged that the president, Diageo's president and of Reserve and New Business, Stephen Russ, directly acknowledged the company's racist undertones in 2019 and told the entrepreneur that some of the company's leadership resented him for making too much money. The suit also claims that Russ admitted that Combs' race was part of the reason Diageo limited the neighborhoods where Combs brands were distributed. In a response to Tuesday's filing, per the Financial Times, Combs' attorney claimed that the company attempting to end its deals with Mr. Combs is like firing a whistleblower who calls out racism. Oh, snaps. It's the victim Olympics. Even at billions of dollars, hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, now it's systematic oppression. It's a cynical and transparent attempt to distract from multiple allegations of discrimination. In a statement to Rolling Stone, Diddy's rep said Diageo attempted to end its deals with Mr. Combs. Attempting to end the deals is like firing a whistleblower who calls out racism. It's a cynical and transparent attempt to distract from multiple allegations of discrimination. Over the years, he has repeatedly raised concerns that senior executives uttered racially insensitive comments and made biased decisions based off of that point of view. They even acknowledged the problem by agreeing in his contract to treat Deleon the same way it treated its other tequila brands. He brought the lawsuit to force them to live up to that contract, and instead they responded by trying to get rid of him. The lawsuit and Mr. Combs are not going away. Over here on CNN Business, it goes into it also, and it adds a little bit more, in that it says music mogul charged that Diageo had neglected and underpromoted. So they saying that the parent company underpromoted the tequila brand, dismissing it as an urban product. That was what Diddy's lawsuit was after a 15-year partnership. They also make well-known liquor brands like Smirnoff, Johnny Walker Whiskey. In a statement obtained by CNN, Diageo said Diddy's bad faith actions have clearly breached his contracts and left us no choice but to end their business partnerships. Diddy also accused them of failing to market his spirits, which also includes Ciroc vodka in similar manner, including Don Julio and George Clooney's founded Casamigos brand. Diageo responded that he has amassed nearly $1 billion from the partnership. Jesus, is that how much money that they made from that partnership? $1 billion? Unless you're prepared to strike out on your own. Unless you're prepared to strike out on your own, I'm just going to go ahead and just work with people and start to have a good relationship. But I think that, in my opinion, what it sounds like is that Diddy started to feel too big for his britches. He started to feel his own, you know what I'm saying, start to smell his own shit. And then he fucked up. They said they kneecapped their growth for nearly a decade because the company was considered a black brand and marketed to only urban customers. He felt like the brand should have been more widespread. Wow. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I know it's hard for us to make this assumption or for us to have this conversation because it's hard to hold accountable somebody that had made nearly $1 billion from this fucking partnership. But I got two questions. My first question is this the victim Olympics? Is this the oppression Olympics? Actually, I got three questions. B, I thought that you guys wanted to market this or market your products to your own people. That for us, by us, that FUBU motto. And then C, does Diddy actually own Ciroc and then it was distributed by them? Or do they own Ciroc and then Diddy had a piece or a percentage in the company itself? So I'm going to monitor this. I want to continue to have a conversation about it. I'm curious as to how this is going to play out. It's a lot of bags getting through around here. It's a lot of conversations and a lot of bags that's getting thrown out around here. But hopefully Diddy got his money put up. And Jared G said that's racism. Really? You think so? Interesting. Why don't you just sell it directly to consumer? Why don't y'all go independent?